You know what time it is? It's summertime in Buffalo, and we're going to try and celebrate a little summer in the Queen City.
Yeah, we need a little cold drink and a plate of barbecue, and we're all set. But short of that, we've got a great show for you. We're going to be celebrating summertime, but also recognizing some very influential people over the next 30 minutes.
Welcome to commUNITY. I'm Claudine Ewing.
And I'm Pete Gallivan. Well, we all know the events of May 14th exposed the greater community and the nation, for that matter, to some problems that have existed in the East Buffalo community for generations. They've known about them for years, and now it looks like some momentum is being gained for a project that's spearheaded by a man who's made it a personal mission to battle food insecurity.
That man is Alex Wright.
A tragedy served as a wake-up call.
When May 14th happened, the people we've been trying to get to hear us were listening.
Among the many issues revealed by the mass shooting was something everyone in East Buffalo was already painfully aware of, that many of our neighborhoods are food deserts. But if there was any positive to come from the pain, it's the support that came in from all over.
And they said, you've been doing this. We want to support what you've already been doing.
Alex Wright runs the African Heritage Food Co-op, which has been trying for years to transform this former deli on Carlton Street into an oasis in the Fruit Belt food desert.
Now, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned until we figure out how to give this community what it needs to heal, to come back, rebound, but thrive.
In the wake of the shooting, the governor's office asked who has been on the front lines of the battle against food insecurity. And last month, Governor Hochul committed $15 million of targeted investments as part of the state's ongoing efforts to address the immediate needs of East Buffalo. $3 million of that is earmarked for the African Heritage Food Co-op.
We're taking the governor at her word, so we're moving forward.
Moving forward with a transformation.
This is our store.
A transformation of this building.
The place we're in right now is going to have tables where we have elders who are sitting here drinking coffee, telling war stories, and just doing that kind of stuff. And you come in and you see you have the dry goods over here, you have the produce over there, we have a kitchen in the back there where we're serving hot meals. Upstairs, we have a training space where kids can come and use free Wi-Fi to do some homework. Block clubs can come in and do their thing.
And a transformation of this neighborhood.
It's just beautiful because with the support from the governor's office, we have the opportunity to finally stop trying to build the plane as we're flying it.
They'll be hiring people from the community to help build and run this location.
So we're really excited about this opportunity, about the opportunity to fight food insecurity, to fight unemployment, and to give people a different barometer for development.
And give their neighbors the nutrition they need, along with the sense of family, community, and pride in ownership.
I'm telling people this is the first.
Wright sees this location as a blueprint that, with the proper investment, could be replicated across Buffalo and Niagara Falls.
With the African Heritage Food Co-op, it's never been just about food. It's been about community.
The joy of it is you start with something so small, and then look what happens.
Yeah.
Beauty happens.
Right.
Beauty.
You're right.
And you know, you'd never think it's going to come out. You don't know how it's going to come out, and then bam!
Carolyn Lee loves her garden. The woman once afraid of bugs now digs down in the dirt.
Some things come, they last a short time, so enjoy the beauty. Beauty is fleeting.
Her garden will be part of the Eastside Garden Walk on July 23rd and 24th.
This showcases my garden, but so many others. And so, you know, beauty is beauty no matter where it's at.
On gardensbuffaloniagara.com, you can find a printable map.
There's also a free app. We have an app. You can check out the Apple Store or the Google Store, and it's totally free. And you can GPS your way between gardens, and it's super easy to use.
The Eastside Garden Walk will also include a children's garden, and book bags will be given away.
We are a group of gardeners who open our homes and our gardens and share our stories and our community.
It started in 2018.
You can go and see community gardens, you can see personal home gardens, and the best part about it is when you get a chance to sit down with the gardeners and they actually give you the little nuggets and the stories of where the plants came from.
People are already stopping by to look.
Oh, what's that, lady? Oh, that's really pretty. What, did you grow that? Yes, I did. I enjoy it most. I mean, it's my summertime high.
And this is the East Side Garden Walk.
I'm glad to be included instead of being on the outside. Here we are together, all parts of the city having a garden walk. That's excellent.
Drive down East Gallivan near Grier, and a landmark is Mount Olive Baptist Church. It is there because of Reverend Dr. William Gillison. Born in South Carolina, but Lackawanna, New York helped shape him into the strong man, and then it was on to Buffalo. He died at home on the 4th of July, leaving behind a wife, children, grandchildren, and a large community.
An influencer, the Reverend Dr. William Gillison knew his worth while living.
But we have to wake up as a people, take responsibility, and begin to also not invest within ourselves, but invest in the generations yet to come.
Invest in children and a community. It's why he was always at recent press conferences about education. Reverend Gillison's service was a celebration of life, a life well lived, and a life that created purpose and opportunity.
He will long be remembered as pastor, faith leader, civic advocate, spiritual mentor, and a family man.
And we know one of his favorite sayings was, "To God be the glory."
My message to you is watch us. Watch us. Watch how Mount Olive continues to flourish and grow.
Since 1981, he served as pastor of Mount Olive. The church grew from hundreds to over 1,000, and when he spoke, it was words we all can understand.
Power of forgiveness. There's power in forgiving.
Forever remembered in Buffalo.
I can talk to you all night about the giant of a man, William Gillison. Rest on, Pops. Rest on. Well done. Well done.
Reverend Gillison was 79 years old.
Welcome back to Community. Now we're going to switch gears and take a look at some sports news that's been happening, including a former Sabre making history in the NHL.
That's big news. Yeah. And also we have a local guy who is an NBA champion. He came home to start a basketball camp.
Welcome home. The Jordan Nwora Elite Basketball Camp is part of the Jordan Nwora Foundation, which is building youth to focus on education, healthy lifestyle, and being a good community member.
Just having, everybody have fun and being able to learn a lot. I just want them to be better than they were when they came in here and have, the same or more love for the game than they did when they first, came to this camp.
The Milwaukee Bucks forward was on the NBA championship team in 2021.
It's my first year being able to do this in Buffalo. I've had the opportunity to do it over in Nigeria, but it's really important for me to be able to come back to Buffalo and give back to where I'm from, where I grew up. Not too long ago I was in some of these kids' shoes, going to camps here. I've been to camps at ECC. A bunch of the schools around here, and it really helped me get to where I'm at today. And I'm just happy to give back.
The camp is at ECC, where his dad is a coach.
Well, he was lucky, being around basketball all his life. It's a dream come true. Traveling overseas, playing with older kids since he was little. It wasn't easy too. I'm a very hard coach to play for, and growing up with me it was. I would say hell on earth, because I put him through a lot, but he that's what made him who he is today. Great kid that wants to really do well, and the sky is the limit. I can't wait to see how this journey ends. But also I promised the mayor that and Jordan also want to make sure that all the camps we run here in Buffalo for boys and girls because we have 3 sisters. That's a population that is very, very underrepresented. So he wants to make sure that all his camps, even the one we do overseas, that we have girls included in all those camps.
He's been coaching since I was born. I would be here every day. I'd come here before high school. I would come here, practice with his team, go to school after. You know, I spent countless hours. I can't even tell you how much time I spent in this gym. So, you know, he's taught me a lot. I wouldn't be, you know, where I am today without him.
Well, when I had my twins, Malia and Mackenzie, a lot of people told me, you should go back home. It's going to be hard to stay in Buffalo, travel with the Bills, cover Western New York sports, plus be a full-time mom. But it's something in a woman that just pushes us to heights that we didn't even know was possible. I had a chance to speak to one incredible UB player who's finding her balance between mommyhood, school, and basketball through all the naysayers.
A lot of moms sometimes forget about their self-love and stuff, but I knew I missed the game and I knew I had to support, so that's what made me go back.
Keira Johnson is the newest member to the UB women's basketball team, looking to make her presence known. But the Bulls didn't just add Johnson to the roster, rather 2, with her son Joseph Christopher tagging along.
A lot of people doubted me, but when he was born, I literally said, like, out loud in the room, I was like, I have to go back to school, I have to play for him, but also for myself.
And that Johnson did. After a stint at Eastern Michigan and graduating from Townsend, it was time to return home and play for the very team that she grew up watching just minutes from where she grew up.
Like, I was pregnant. I was actually in the stands at UB watching UB versus Niagara, and I missed it so much. So I'm like, I should still keep going, even with having my baby. So I wanted to stay close to home. I live 10 minutes from UB. So I actually reached out to the coaches. I emailed them and stuff. So that's why I made my decision to go back home and play for Buffalo, because it's always the school I wanted to play for.
And it wasn't an easy process to get to the Bulls at all. With the new head coach and staff, it took a lot of legwork from a dedicated mother.
Honestly, she sent me an email. I believe she sent Coach Faust an email. But what got my attention was she messaged me on Instagram. So she messaged me on social media. Sometimes these things happen in recruiting where you fall across a great player or an awesome story by chance, and that's really what this was. But give me a kid with a chip on her shoulder and somebody who's been through some stuff. Like, give me a KJ who is going to come out every day to practice and go her absolute hardest, be the best teammate, do well in school, and just be a great example for her son. I mean, that's a team full of people that you want.
And Johnson did the work not just mentally but physically, all while being a full-time mother and student. She's trimmed down 70 pounds and striving to get back to playing weight. Johnson credits her teammates for her added motivation.
It's kind of emotional. I don't want to cry or nothing, but having your teammates there to help you and push you, and at the same time I could come to pick up. Like, when we come and play, my son comes with me, and one of my teammates are watching him. Literally, I could go to the store and they're watching him. It means a lot to me.
This is so much bigger than basketball. This is about her having an opportunity to continue her education, set an example for her son, be around her family. There are things that we're understanding about as a staff and as a team, and being able to work with her through those things.
But with family and friends, and most importantly, her son, Keira wants to help other women who are in her position and let them know that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to.
A lot of people had doubts, but I don't know, it pushed me, you know? I want my son to know, even though it was hard, I still did it. And I did it for him, but also myself.
In a league that desperately needs more inclusion, the NHL recently made some major strides. In one day, the Coachella Valley Firebirds made Jessica Campbell the first woman to coach behind the bench in the American League. Then the NHL named its first black GM in former Sabre, Mike Grier.
It's something I'm extremely proud of. Since my playing days, the league itself has gotten more and more diverse. There's more black players in the league and minorities in the league. There's more women and minorities in front office and scouting and coaching positions.
It's been a long time coming, but finally, progress. The San Jose Sharks made Mike Greer the NHL's first black GM.
The San Jose Sharks are a franchise with a history of success, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of getting this franchise back to its winning ways. To all the Sharks fans worldwide, I want you to know that myself and my staff will do everything possible to put a team on the ice that you can be proud of and to bring a cup to the Bay Area.
It's a tall order for the former Sabre. The Sharks have finished in the bottom half of the league in each of the last 3 seasons. Greer shouldn't have to shoulder the burden, but he hopes his success helps pave the way for others.
And for me, my job is to do the best I can for the San Jose Sharks organization, and if I do that, hopefully it opens the door to give other opportunities to other minorities to get in front office positions and maybe lead a team down the road as well.
So please join us in giving a warm welcome to Zaire Goodman and his mother, Zanetta Everhart, as they throw out the ceremonial first pitch for this Ewing Independence Day celebration at Salem Field.
Coming up, we all need a little music in our life.
Now what you hear is not a test. I'm a rap into the beat. And me, the groove, and the B-Boys band, they're gonna try to move me on feet.
Get ready to groove when Community returns.
To say hello to the red, the white, the black, the brown, and the purple, and the yellow.
We've experienced so much tragedy in Western New York from 5/14, and then the community has lost a beloved pediatrician, Dr. Jonathan Daniels.
A person that has touched so many people, not only through his care as a doctor, but also through the example he left behind.
He was the one who cared for so many children in Buffalo.
He just exuded calmness, and he's so intelligent, and he just put people at ease.
Dr. Jonathan Daniels was one of a handful of black pediatricians.
I know of people
already. I mean,
are crying because he saved their lives.
In tears. I can't. I don't have enough arms to console the number of people who are hurting by his loss.
Dr. Emmy Nylander knew Dr. Daniels going back to medical school.
His patients, many of whom I delivered, are going to be at a severe loss, especially the community.
Tara, a mom, wrote, "I never had a black doctor growing up, but my daughters were privileged to have Dr. Jonathan Daniels as their pediatrician. He cared for them all their lives and knew how to talk to them even when they didn't want to, especially my youngest. She'd give you that blank stare, like, 'Don't talk to me.' But it didn't faze Dr. Daniels. He would share stories about his daughters to get her to open up. It's not often that you meet people that leave a long-lasting impact. He was one of them. Dr. Daniels had a heart of gold, and I'm saddened by the tragedy of his death and 2 daughters, Jensen and Jordan." Dr. Nylander was well aware of Dr. Daniels' push for diversity in the medical community as he worked to broaden the pool of students entering medicine.
This year's class is one of the largest incoming classes of African American and black and brown students that we've had in a long time.
And here he is, pictured with some of the students at the UB Jacobs School of Medicine.
He's part of the admissions board committee as well. And so he sees them coming in and he sees them leaving. And he's always so proud of what they've accomplished and what they're going to accomplish in the future. They're his legacy.
July 4th, fire ripped through Dr. Daniels' home on Huntington Avenue. Fire officials say he went back in to save his 2 daughters. For that, they call him a hero. Dr. Daniels, along with his daughters, Jordan, 27, and Jensen, 23, died. His wife, Janessa, survived. She's out of the hospital. Their daughter, Jillian, was not home.
He was the proudest girl dad I've ever seen. He loved his girls. The family bond was like nothing I've ever seen before with him and his wife and his 3 girls.
He was a true gentleman. I think I had him as a student, and then later on came back. I said, one day we'll work together, And May of this 2021, he chose to come and join our practice. But the patients loved him. That's why I always wanted him to be part of my system. Caring, he was an associate clinical professor with the Department of Pediatrics and also with the admissions department.
During the pandemic, we heard from Dr. Daniels.
We have to go back to the basics. Whenever you have a medical issue, you go back to the basics. How can you mitigate what's going on? And that's going to be hand washing, face masking, and I call it physical distancing.
He was honest with people. And I think growing up in the community, and really attending schools here, it changed people. I mean, he was just more engaged.
He loved taking care of people. He loved educating them about their health issues. He liked seeing them grow up and become, fruitful individuals in life, He was so proud of his babies. He really was. He was proud of those kids that he helped to raise.
My daddy taught me and my sisters the ethics of hard work and community building and direct giving and direct mutual aid and direct two-person caring for one another, direct community building. I lost my sisters, I lost my dad, and my life has irreparably changed.
She bravely spoke at the funeral. It was packed, as the program said. They were the Wolf Pack.
I am Janessa Givens-Daniels, proud wife and lifelong partner to Jonathan David John Daniels. We are going to come together and celebrate my awesome, extraordinary, exceptional family man. He was a very proud and private person. He was never boastful and definitely not arrogant or assuming. However, those girls of mine are saying, yes, Buffalo. We see you. Job well done. Family, honor, duty, and service were Jonathan's core values. Jonathan and the girls were mission focused. Lip service does not move mountains. Actions and deeds are what gets us across the finish line. And the spirit, absolutely. And the spirit of the wolf reminds us that the greatest gifts in life are your relationships with those you love and respect. So I'd like to say at this time, farewell to my king, farewell to my Princess Jordan, farewell to my Princess Jensen. Billy and I will eventually be okay. We will work tirelessly to continue their legacies. We will reunite someday on the other side. Until then, enjoy your endless supply of milkshakes, cake, hot dogs, and fries. Just a few of their favorite things. I love you to the moon and back.
Such a loss. His loss, Dr. Daniels, had such an impact on the community. It's going to leave such a hole, but he also leaves behind a tremendous legacy.
Yes, and so our hearts go out to the Daniels, Givens, and Wajed families and all of those patients and the UB Medical School as well. We're going to end our show by sitting down as we are and relaxing to some good music of the old school B-Boys.
Yeah, we'll see you next month on Community.
We can have some fun in this joint. Come on, we ain't that. Here we go. Tonight, ooh, this is the night to see the light. Tonight, ooh, this is the night to see the light. On my 16th birthday, well, I was so shy. I was not yet a man.